everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving into the new shade launched in this iconic bronzing cream from Chanel. So this is the iconic Soleil Tan de Chanel, and they launched it in a new shade in their 2021 Le Beige collection. I could not wait to get my hands on this. The shade is actually called 395 Soleil Tan Deep Bronze, and this retails for $50, but you actually get quite a bit of product in here. You get 1 ounce, which is 30 grams. This is like $1.67 per gram, which is a really great price for a brand like Chanel. And overall, for how much you get, it's a great price. So I'm going to be testing and trying on this formula. Now, I had the original formula, but I wasn't able to really use it because it didn't show up on my skin. Even at my lightest moment, like in the dead of winter with no fake tan on, nothing, I could not get that shade to even show up on my skin. So when this launched, I was super excited because I've always wanted to try this product, but could never really try it and get a feel for it because the shade just didn't show up. It's a unique, lightweight cream gel face bronzer with a delicate velvet matte finish that gives the skin a sun-kissed glow. So that's basically what it is. I am going to try it on my skin, show you how it blends out, use 2 different brushes so you guys can see maybe different ways of applying it. And of course, you guys know that I'm into this whole cream bronzer, liquid bronzer moment. I'm here for it. So I will be doing a ton of swatches of this compared to a bunch of others that I have in my collection so that you guys can get a good idea about this shade and how it compares to other products to see if this will work for your complexion. Now, for your reference, I am a medium to tan with a warm undertone, and in the description box down below, I will leave a list of popular foundations out on the market and what shades I wear in those foundations so you can kind of get an idea of my skin tone and use it as a guide. Now, this year they launched 2 eyeshadow palettes in the Le Beige 2021 collection. They are pictured right up here on the screen. I have ordered those. They will be here tomorrow, so I will be doing a video on those in the upcoming days. But for now, we're gonna really keep it about the bronzing cream because I'm here for it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the application. And then of course we will jump into the swatches and comparisons, and then I will go ahead and get into my final thoughts. So I will see you guys then. So we're gonna start with the Soleil Tan Deep Bronze. From what I understand, they reformulated this last year, I believe, and many people do not like the new formula. They like it, it's okay, but many say that it's not as good as the original formula. Now, I can't speak to that because I would put on the original formula and I wouldn't be able to see it on my skin. So it really didn't do anything. First of all, I do have to admit that I like how wide this is. How big this is. You can get a lot of different applicators down inside this. So no matter how you want to apply this, whether you want to put your sponge down in there and apply it with a sponge, whether you have a big brush and you want to kind of fluff it out. I like that this has a wide mouth, right? And I do like the color of this because it's not super cool and it's not super warm. So it's kind of in between, but it does lean more warm. So right out of the gate, it feels like there's an oil slip to it, but that could be some of the oils kind of coming up, you know, as it sits after they create it, as it sits on the shelf or, you know, in the warehouse. The oils can kind of come to the surface. That could be why it feels a little bit slippy on the top, but you know, it might get better as you use it. Who knows? So I'm going to apply it with this brush on this side. Now, this is a Rephr brush, and this is the prototype, and I don't know if I have the other one here. So this is the number 17. This is the Rephr number 17, but this is the prototype. I have the new packaging, but I'm surrounded by dogs. They're all around me, and it would be a nightmare to get up and move to get a brush. So anyway, that's just what they do when I'm filming. They're just all around me. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab a little bit of this with this brush. Now, this is the brush that I typically use to apply a cream contour. I like how it stipples into the skin, and it's small enough where I can control where I want to put the product, especially when you're doing contour. you know, you want it in a specific area. And so I have a lot of control when it comes to something like this. I am going to tap this right into the cheekbone and just kind of, as I apply it, I kind of stipple it and kind of blend it out. This has the traditional Chanel fragrance. Right now for foundation, I'm wearing the Chanel Le Beige. This is the Healthy Glow foundation. It's one of my absolute favorites. I wear this in the shade BD61. It is my favorite. It's not my favorite on camera because my skin kind of does reflect, but it's such a beautiful foundation. And since it's such a Chanel day, I figured I might as well wear it. But I can tell you that this is blending like a dream. Like, this blends beautifully. Like, so beautifully. This is beautiful. I don't even feel the need to go over it with a sponge. I'll probably use this as a bronzer, but I did want to show it as a contour. But it lays beautifully over top of my makeup. Like, I don't feel like it's disrupting the foundation underneath. And this is a glowier, kind of dewier foundation. It's not disrupting the foundation underneath. Like, it's applying very easily on the skin. And the color is good for me. Oh my gosh, this stuff blends beautifully. Like, it looks so beautiful and natural. I'm kind of impressed. Okay, I'm going to tap some of this like right up here on the forehead, kind of contour my face just a little bit up here around. I always like to do my forehead because I have a larger forehead, which it doesn't bother me. I don't care that I have a larger forehead, but I feel like it's like a really good place to contour. Here's the thing, it's so natural. So I put it on and you can see I have some dimension, but it's so natural. And I'm really impressed with this. You can't even really see it sitting on the skin. Now I'm gonna use a different brush on this side. So I used like a smaller kind of stipple brush. Now I'm gonna use just like a bigger, fluffier brush that's less dense. This is actually the Rephr number 5. So I'm gonna pick some up here and I'm gonna apply it like I would a bronzer. So over here, I kind of applied it like a contour. Now on this side, I'm gonna apply it more like a bronzer. Oh, she's pretty, you guys. Damn. Okay, I can see why everybody likes this formula. And I know that the other formula supposedly was even better, which is a shame that they changed it, but this is beautiful. I'm going to put some down here. My neck is healing. If you guys didn't hear me talk about that in my last video, which was the Natasha Denona Zento palette review, quickly, I exfoliated my skin to take off my fake tan on a Friday night, took off my fake tan, put my fake tan on, looked beautiful, everything was good. Saturday evening, I get back in the tub, I'm soaking, doing my thing. I bought a glycolic wash to wash my body and kind of get my skin healthy for like shorts and bikinis and all of that junk. And I wake up the next morning and it kind of burnt my skin because I was like, I have a feeling it was because of the freshly exfoliated skin. Which, if that helps anybody out there, don't do what I did. Like, I knew not to do it that night, right? Like, I thought it was kind of a no-brainer. You don't want to exfoliate your skin and use some sort of acid on your skin. Like, that doesn't make sense, right? But I figured because I waited 24 hours, that it gave my skin time to kind of, you know, heal up. No, I did not. So don't make the same mistake I did, but this looks a lot better though, right? I know, what a nightmare I am. So hopefully everybody can learn from my mistakes. Okay, the thing that I will say about this formula, number 1, it's not too much pigment. So it doesn't give you a lot of pigment to the point where you have to work really hard to blend it out. So that's number 1. Number 2, it's extremely buildable. So this builds beautifully. It builds very natural and very easily. Number 3, you can do it either way. If you want more structure to your face, you could apply it with a smaller, more dense, compact brush so you have control. Or if you want just more of a natural kind of sun-kissed look, you apply it with a brush like this, where it's just, it's less dense, it's a lot more wispier, and it'll kind of like wisp the product into the face. But This is probably one of the best cream bronzers I've ever used. I don't think I've ever used a cream bronzer that blends into the skin like this. Now, I love my liquid bronzer from Chantecaille. I do. And I would say that these two are probably my favorite. This product blends into the skin to the point where you don't have to go into it with powder and kind of buff it. It doesn't give you any harsh lines. It applies beautifully. I am so glad they made more shades. And you guys, Chanel, I know they're not going to be watching this, but Chanel needs to make more shades. Like, they need at least 2 or 3 more shades of this so that they can accommodate a wide variety of skin tones. Props to them for making another shade, but this is such a beautiful product that more people should be able to enjoy this. It's beautiful, you guys. You guys, I love this. I am officially blown away. That is the prettiest product. Whew. Now that is what I expect when buying luxury brand makeup. When I buy something, it's a luxury brand, this is the experience I should have. Just 100% satisfied. Like, I am blown away at how beautiful this product is. Okay, so that's it for the application. Let's go ahead and jump into the swatches and comparisons. And then, of course, once we get through the swatches and all the comparisons, I will go ahead and jump into my final thoughts. So I will see you guys then. Okay, so I hope that those swatches and comparisons were helpful for you. Let me go ahead and get into my final thoughts. I don't think you guys are going to be surprised. I really love this. Like, I have a beaming smile on my face that has not left since I tried this out. It is a beautiful, beautiful product, and I personally love the formula. Like, I really wish that I could have used the original formula to kind of get an idea of how they compare. Now, like I did say in the application, this does have a little bit more of a slip to it, but I don't know if that's just the top layer. Obviously, because it's sitting like this, you wonder if the oils come to the surface, and as you get down in, maybe it will become a little bit more matte. But it does have a little bit of a shine to it, but it does dry down and set, and it's beautiful. I would definitely say that the Chantecaille liquid bronzer and these are now my top 2, like, go-to favorite cream liquid bronzers. They just melt into the skin and they give you such a natural look to the skin. As far as the shade goes, you can see that this bronzer is darker than some of the other bronzers that I do have in my collection, just as far as the cream and stuff. And I did compare it to some powder bronzers. So it is darker, but it's only going to go so far. Now, because I don't have a deeper complexion, I don't even want to guess how this will look on a deeper complexion. That's why I feel like the comparisons are super important, because if you have a dark complexion, you could probably use this as a bronzer, but not a contour. I think if you're medium to tan, you could use it as a contour or a bronzer. I'm not for sure on that. I would recommend waiting to see swatches on a deeper complexion, applied on a deeper complexion, see how they look on a dark complexion, because I just don't know. And I actually personally really like the shade of this because it's not too cool toned. And a lot of these brands, they are launching cream bronzers that are extremely cool toned. And for me, on a personal level, I just don't like a bronzer with a cool tone. I just don't. I prefer my contour to be cool and my bronzer to be a little bit warmer. This one, I would say, is a little bit on the warm side, but it's definitely more neutral. It has some coolness to the tone, but it's not super red either. So I really do think they chose a good shade for this bronzer, and I hope that they launch more shades. So it took them a long time to create another shade. I'm really hoping that we can encourage them to release more shades. I think everybody would really enjoy this. If you've been thinking about this product and you feel like the shade will work for your skin tone, you won't be disappointed. This is a beautiful product. So those are my overall thoughts, you guys. Sound off down below in the comment section. Let us know your thoughts on this. If you do have a darker complexion, based on the swatches of the other products that I showed, how do you think it will work for your skin tone? I'm very curious to hear your thoughts. So share with us in the comment section down below. Also be on the look for my review of the 2 eyeshadow palettes. It will be my first Chanel eyeshadow purchase, so definitely look out for that video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me in today's video. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Love you. Bye.